Welcome to What's the Deal with Sam? Starring Sam Lilly. Join Sam as he discusses a wide variety of topics.
Batman.
Now let's start the show.
Thank you. What's the deal with survival meters in survival games? They're like... with the ground. I mean, okay, so I think survival games like to do the thing where they're usually some kind of like hack and slash or first person shooter or something like that, adding in a layer of RPG, experience and leveling system, and having some kind of crafting system. And after all that stuff, they add in the survival stuff. Survival meters like a food meter, a thirst meter, a sleep meter, you know the shit. I mean, a lot of games have a health meter, maybe a stamina meter, but when you're adding in thirst, hunger, and sleep, you're probably a survival game. But what's weird is that these games want to be realistic, which is maybe how I should have phrased the introduction. And it's a little hypocritical when so many of these games with the survival elements trying to be realistic have fucking zombies in them, a thing that is not real and does not actually exist in reality. And that's already weird that they're like, well, they're okay with that bit, but they still want to make the other parts of it realistic. Even though it wouldn't really be that fun to necessarily do these. To have to go around and find things to keep managing a food meter, and a thirst meter and a sleep meter. Like, is it really all that fun and exciting to walk around and watch your character eat and drink and take a fucking nap? I mean, if you think RPG stuff is tedious already, trying to manage these little meters that constantly go down, not only from, mistakes you make, possibly, or things you do, but also from things you don't do. Just stand around, they'll just fucking go down. Like, I guess I gotta manage these meters anyways. Just constantly, tediously getting up shit, and then expend on that, and then wait for the meters to drop again, and then put more shit in my face. My character is go num num num, go glug glug glug, and go z. Whatever. Like, is that fun? Is that fun to you? It could be. Fun is very, very fucking subjective, but I just think that's more tedious than fun, and I guess, I don't know, we're already bending the rules of realism with zombies in the first place for a lot of these. Do we really need those survival meters for that? And here's another thing, I guess is what I thought of is, what about having, a bathroom meter, or like a bladder meter and a bowel meter, because we're being realistic, right? Realistically, people need to eat, they need to have water, they need to sleep. They also need to go to the bathroom. If you're eating food, you're gonna have to take a dump. If you're drinking water, you're gonna have to take a piss. And if you don't do those things, it'll have some adverse effects on your body. So again, from a gameplay standpoint, let's look at it this way. Perhaps you feel that these games, that something is added to them with the whole, I have to keep going and finding all these supplies and getting food and water. It creates tension when I don't have the stuff and my meters are running out. I start losing health or performing more poorly with that stuff going down. Okay, well then, implement the whole bathroom thing into the mechanics. A character, really has to go to the bathroom really badly because I've been eating a bunch of stuff and drinking a bunch of stuff. And it's maybe if you have to take some time to do that, and you might open yourself up to getting attacked when you do it. Maybe that, relieving yourself has some kind of an odor to it, and then, attracts the zombies to, the odor. You want to put that in places where, it won't draw attention towards you. Maybe you don't want to do that near your camp or something, it would make you kind of think, okay, well, do I want to eat right now and get my food up, or do I want to wait until I can get my meters down? And if you're too over-encumbered, your meters are too high for your bladder and your bowels, alright? That shit. then it's like, oh, well, your health starts going down because that's detrimental to your health. Maybe if those are too full and you get attacked, you soil yourself, and then for a certain amount of time, zombies will be attracted to you because they can smell you, and like it can be used in some interesting ways and would be very realistic. That's a much more realistic thing to put in there. It's very real, a thing that they don't address in a way that's more exciting than, hey, my character should lay down and take a nap for a while. And it feeds directly into, the hunger and thirst meters. Then there's, and it's a realistic thing because it's something that everyone does. And you think, well, that's gross that you see them go. Like, it doesn't have to be a graphic thing, because, watch them go to the bathroom. Like, it doesn't have to be super detailed. Watch them go to the bathroom, look at all their junk and their asses and all that. But, maybe just, have them do a little animation thing for it. Or maybe even don't. I don't know how you'd want to go about it. But the thing is, why do you think it's gross that they would have to do that? But you're totally okay with, the idea of, zombies going around, these totally fucking, undead, rotting, living dead corpses going around eating people, trying to eat people's flesh and their brains, and there's blood and flies and shit everywhere. That's fine, but, someone going to the bathroom, which is something all of us human beings do as human beings, that's disgusting. I don't need that in my video games. It makes just as much sense as it's just as mundane and tedious as the food and hunger, the hunger and thirst meters. I don't know, I think it fits. Also, if you want to make it more realistic, maybe take out the zombies and just have it happen in post-apocalyptic kind of thing, or just a place with a deserted island with animals or other people or something. You don't need to have the fictitious zombies, and that's another step in the right direction anyways. So I guess, bang up your mind. Do you want it to be for a fun experience or a realistic experience? And if you're going to put in things that are trying to make it both, make sure you implement these mechanics in a way that actually is enjoyable and dynamic. And really, I guess my question, I suppose, is how would I phrase it? What's the deal with no bathroom meter? What's the deal with bathroom meters in survival games? They're hunger and thirst meters. There's not a really good way to word it, is there? I can't eloquently put things because I'm a fat retard. With the ground! What's the deal with